We're also joined by Tatiana Moroz. Tatiana, do you just want to say hi to people and say something nice about Bitcoin? Go ahead.
Hey, everybody. I love Bitcoin. Happy to be here. Hi, Adam. Hey,
Hi.
gang. It's nice to see you all. Thank you for keeping me safe from your breathing, Nindy. Would have been very, very dangerous for me here. Very thoughtful.
Very cool.
That's all I got. I don't know. I'm happy to be hanging. How many Halvenings have there been?
This
I was
is the
trying to figure
third.
out if this is my third one or my second one. I think it might be my third.
If you were here in 2012, this would be your third.
That makes me feel very, very important. Thank you for honoring me with the OG status I just bestowed upon myself as well. So,
and of course, everyone knows Tatiana wrote the song, the Bitcoin jingle, all about Bitcoin and how you can spend it everywhere you like, right? Something like that.
Yep. Yeah, I didn't warn people, you know, in case it goes up and down, to leave a little bit in fiat, but it didn't really go with the vibe of the song.
Yeah, use Bitcoin every time you pay. Every time. That's right. Yeah. Very cool. We're keeping an eye on the Halvening. Let's go ahead and do a quick check-in. We have just 3 blocks to go. The last blocks were more of normal blocks. They were all found by F2 Pool. We had a block at 11:51. Then we had a block at 11:39, just about 10 minutes before, and at 11:28. So blocks are starting to become more normal. We're not seeing that 30-second block or that 2-minute block. It looks like BitcoinHalvening.com, thehalvening.com is crashing a little bit. There's a lot less balloons and a lot less little spacemen at the bottom of the screen as websites continue to take on the Bitcoin traffic. Thanks to everyone in the chat for giving us a thumbs up and a share on YouTube. That really helps people find the show. Also, be sure to subscribe down below and hit the bell for notifications. We do these shows pretty often, and we've now got 251 live viewers. So that's really great. So say hello in the chat, and thanks to everybody for sharing this on Twitter and Facebook and all the other places.
I need to tweet that out. Where I'm at.
That's what I'm doing too. I was like, uh-oh, that was a hint from Thomas.
Yep, we've got it all on Twitter and everywhere right now. So let's see what's going on here. So let's see what's going on else in the chat. Keep an eye on the chat. They were talking about all kinds of things.
Did you get, I mean, I think my internet's gone bad, but did you just get the screen share?
Huh? Oh yeah, that was somebody else's screen share. Yeah.
For a minute, we got some kind of a screen share.
Did you get like a QR code?
Yes, Ben, and it's awesome. I love LM-bits. How many sats were in the QR code?
Yeah. No, I was doing a 50K sat faucet every block, but then we sort of went 2 blocks quick. So that was 100K faucet right there. So if someone said
100K.
Okay, Ben, do you want to show it again, and I'll show the screen?
Yeah, why not? But I think my internet might be too bad.
Sats are like a small spaceship by next Halvening. So be careful.
Exactly, next Halvening, you'll be able to buy yourself that cruise ship full of petrol and Bitcoiners. How's that? Can you see that?
Yep, we can see that. So if people scan this with a Lightning QR code, they could claim the Lightning Network right there.
Yeah, it's an LNURL, which we love LNURL. It's a fascinating kind of. I still got a use left, so someone's not claimed it. It's a kind of user-led technology. Where users wanted Lightning to work in a certain way, which wasn't working. So they put together this protocol. It's more like a standard among wallets that they can do sort of get and post requests, and we can make Lightning work for a pull payment. So I can put up a QR code, you can scan it with your wallet, and then you can pull out the funds, which is pretty neat. But yeah, so hopefully that was good enough quality for someone to be able to pull it out. And I think I've still got, no one claimed it. So if someone wants to go back through the video and claim that faucet, feel free.
So if they had
confession,
blue wallet,
Ben, I saw you put the QR code up earlier, so I claimed it.
Forget it.
Sats when you're testing. But I'll send it back. I'll send it back. But yeah, that QR system is going to be amazing. That's what we'll be using with LNURL and LM bits from Ben to in reward portal. So
It's nice,
amazing
man.
system.
It's nice.
Well,
Looking forward to
love
what. It's
it.
a shame we couldn't get a reward portal rolled out for the halvening, but there we are.
No, but I did get Pumpy Bitcoin up.
Yeah, that's true.
So wait,
Priorities.
do you guys think we're
priorities.
gonna see each other again in person anytime soon? Do you think there'll be any crypto conferences this year? Are you guys gonna go if there are?
I think
On-chain conference is happening in Germany in August, I believe.
You think it's going to happen, or they're going to?
Fingers crossed, we see.
Yeah.
I think there'll be more local conferences, people coming from their local areas. But I don't know about the idea of traveling all over the world to then travel back home and bring all those germs with you of all the people you just met. So it's going to be rough.
Yeah, what's going on in Malta, Adam? Because I know that Malta have kind of been they're working from a different playbook to everyone else, aren't they? Like they've been pretty relaxed. I heard on quarantining.
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
I guess they closed the inbound flights pretty quickly. Well, I mean, they said that you had to go into quarantine for 2 weeks on arrival, and of course that deterred any tourists from arriving. Usually, there's about 1 million tourists in a year, and the population's about 500,000. So it's a lot of tourists. And most of the cases were from people coming in, either people who've been on holiday or from tourists. So once the inbound stopped, it started tapering off, and they've got a nice statistics site. So it fell almost to 0 new cases, and then last week they decided to relax a few things a little bit and monitor it for 3 weeks to see what that did, and then I'll reevaluate. But the statistics are pretty good. You're looking on the international sites, there's been 5 people that have died, which is a population of 500,000. It's pretty low.
God.
And the people that died were typically very old or had some illness or something. So it seems to be fairly non-threatening for younger people and not that widespread. But they're doing a lot of stuff, right? They're doing the tracing thing that they do in some Asian
Contact
countries.
tracing.
Yeah, and they've reopened shops last week. They've asked people to wear masks going into the shops. So it's not normal, like wide open, what have you. Each of the shops has got some rules they've made up, like no more than so many people, or keep your distance, or don't come in if you don't have a mask, and a few things like that. But they've reopened stuff, so it's interesting to see it evolve.
Yeah, that is interesting. Because I mean, a lot of us, we're all locked in our houses and can go out for an hour or 2 a day, and that's about it.
You could walk around the whole time, but they were encouraging people to not congregate in groups larger than 3, and they were.
How are they in Malta for just sort of natural social distancing? Because I know it's like Germans. Because I've been to Germany a lot, and they're not very cuddly. I keep trying to cuddle them, but they weren't. Whereas the Italians are very cuddly, and they all got quite sick. So what is it like in Malta when it comes to just the natural social distancing they have as a culture?
Well, I mean, it's
topic. It's just what I got here because I was interested.
Fairly dense population. Small island, 500,000 people. I mean, there's space enough, but there are also population centers, right? Bigger towns and so on. So, but the tourists being absent makes the streets less crowded. And my perspective is that you don't have to tell people twice that there's a medical risk. Like, they've got good self-preservation genes. You don't survive on an island with not many natural resources if you don't have your wits about you. So I think people are listening to the information and taking defensive actions of their own.
Nice.
So yeah, people are generally trying to keep a bit of distance.
Where do they quarantine you if you decide to come in for 2 weeks? Is that a government facility or do you, and how does it do that?
No, you just have to go home, and they will spot check in people. So if you were supposed to be at home, they'd come and look and see if you were home, and if you weren't, you could get fined. And I think they did fine a few people. And I guess for somebody who didn't live here who arrived, I'm not sure what the arrangement would be because the hotels are closed. So now you probably have to like rent an Airbnb or something. Not sure.
And that's getting harder and harder to do. We're also joined by Obi from CoinFloor. Obi, you just want to say hello and say something nice about Bitcoin?
Say something nice about Bitcoin. Well, hello, everybody. And something nice about Bitcoin, well, the people that you get to meet, including the great Adam Back. It's been a while since I've had a chance to catch up with him. I just made a tweet about, because I found a picture of 4 years ago, the last halving. And it was like a few blokes in a pub. We just managed to get 5 people together. And it's slightly different this time round. I'm pretty sure in about 4 or 5 halvings time, this could potentially be as big as any sort of yearly celebration, like a New Year's or Olympics. At the rate it's growing.
Well, I think if it wasn't for the other situation going on this year, this would have been the year that we started to see some elaborate fireworks festivals, maybe some renting out of full bars and that kind of thing.